We have been going through so much with your family lately.
Yes, but Laura, you're marrying me.
Yes. And marrying you means I'll be marrying into your family.
Okay, so my family has to learn to love you. This is a rough patch. We're going through a rough patch. Family goes through rough patches.
I agree with you, son. But respect has to be the foundation upon which everything is built. And your family has no respect for my daughter.
You know what? Say what you will, but in my personal opinion, Laura was cooking tonight. Now, hey, it's like I said in my episode review. Feel how you want to feel about the character, but she made an amazing point. And I've said this several times across the board in House of Payne content. She is not simply marrying Calvin. She will be marrying into the Payne family. And if she isn't comfortable with that family, yes, I know she does a lot. She has a victim mentality, victim complex. She is emotionally immature, but she was right. She is marrying into the family. And if she doesn't feel like this is the best fit, then she cannot marry Calvin. That alone is something I feel we can all agree with. And not simply because, yes, she doesn't want to marry Calvin, that means she's gone, we don't have to see her again. That aside, she is absolutely right. For Calvin to not understand her stance is the frustrating part. To be completely honest, everybody aside from Curtis knew what was up. Like, you know, just like, what, she's still on that? She mad? She needs to let that go? Nah, I mean, for me personally, looking at it from Laura's perspective, and like I said last week, despite popular opinion, I am not a Laura apologist. You cannot deny that some of her grievances are legit. Now, just to do my disclaimer, because I know people are going to go at me in the comments, in the episode House of Love, the season 13 finale, yes, she was the one who barged, didn't barge, but she just came up in Curtis and Ella's house and went at Miranda and then, was disrespectful. She did that. When it comes to the phone, there's the whole discourse, she should have talked about, Yes, I agree. You should have talked to the parents about the gift before you got it. But I also stand on the fact that rather than, reprimand the gift in front of everybody, they could have handled this a bit differently. Even though I do believe, even if they had pulled her to the side, she probably still would have made a scene. But I could have at least said, hey, at least they tried to not shame the gift in public. But when it comes to this situation, like Calvin, he didn't man up. He didn't do what he was supposed to do. Even if, and I'm not saying you needed to blindly validate Laura's feelings, but he really needed to facilitate a meeting with his mom and his fiance. But most importantly, and this is just my opinion, most importantly, long ago, there should have been some boundary set with Miranda. Now, over the course of the past few seasons, there have been many an episode where Laura showed her disdain for Miranda's ability to constantly pop up at the condo. And even though, yes, at Ella and Curtis's home, Laura has zero jurisdiction over who comes and who goes over there, which 1,000% agree with. However, it's the fact that she witnesses her future mother-in-law always dropping everything to make plans and go out and do whatever with the mother of her grandchild, Calvin's ex-wife. However, never spending time with her. I can completely feel some kind of way about I can completely comprehend her feeling some kind of way about that. Because she told Calvin, we were supposed to go food cake testing for the wedding and everything, and she was over there baking cinnamon buns for with Miranda. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, my mom's favorite cinnamon buns. That's her secret recipe. Yeah. Well, she should be teaching me that thing. She should be teaching me. And the thing is, we learn Ella constantly finds ways to avoid being around Laura. So while I agree she is over the top, and there are instances where she's the Laura who cried wolf in a sense, you cannot deny that some of Laura's grievances are warranted. And Calvin needs to accept that he's the one who didn't do what he needed to do as a man to establish those boundaries. Now, hey, you and Miranda co-parenting is cool. I get that. But I just can't help but think about all the times Laura has rightfully called out the fact that, Miranda's a constant presence and, this, that, and the third. And to be fair, in the earlier seasons, Calvin didn't like his mom having Miranda around her house all the time. But Ella she's the mother of my grandson, yada, yada. Ella didn't care. She did not. Go back and look at some of those scenes from the earlier episodes. Ella did not give a damn about her son's feelings. She did not. She did not. All right, well, that's all I got to say. And what Laura said was right. The fact that Calvin can't fathom that, hey, if I'm having all these issues, and also I love the fact that, when she said we have issues with the family, and it's not just the cell phone, but it's a whole bunch of other issues. We don't have any issues, Laura. And Laura rightfully said, I've been dealing with a lot of problems, a lot of issues. That's because Calvin has left her out in the cold. That's just my opinion. But like I said, even in times where there's an attempt to have a level-headed conversation, if Calvin doesn't see things from her perspective, she instantly flies off the handle. But either way, Laura was right. She's marrying not just Calvin, but into the family. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.